On Tuesday, we had yet another active shooting scare when witnesses reported gunshots at the San Diego Naval Medical Center. It turned out to be a false alarm, but the news only reaffirmed that it can happen anytime and any place for that matter. Fortunately, there are some things that we're learning from survivors of active shootings that could help future victims survive. And here with what you need to know today is Shari O. So nice to see you again.
Sure. Sorry it's on a topic like this,
It's
though.
one of those topics we don't even like to think about, right? But it's happening. So how can anyone possibly prepare for something like an active shooting?
Well, and that's a good question because there are so many variables and moving parts that how can you really can't prepare. But here's the thing we know that happens in all situations like this. The part of the human brain that's responsible for executive functioning or high-level thinking typically shuts down, and a fight or flight resource, like a reflex, kicks in. And so what we want to do is basically train that reflex and practice that muscle so that these things come naturally. So for example, the first few seconds of an active shooting are the most likely opportunity to escape because even the shooter is disoriented. But so many folks miss that opportunity because they don't know what a gunshot sounds like. So it's very simple to go online and watch a few YouTube videos and make sure that you train your own brain so that you know what that sounds like. Another biggie, John, is that very few people are actually killed on contact by a bullet. Instead, deaths occur by bleeding because, of course, paramedics can't get on site until it's cleared. Again, easy to go online and learn a few techniques on how to stop bleeding so that you can help yourself. And the same thing applies, even though it's the last resort, fighting back, but a few techniques on how to disarm a shooter.
Boy, how sad that we have to think about these things, but you need to prepare yourself. So what types of places are susceptible to these things?
Well, and that's the other problem is that it's any place now. So we're talking about hospitals and music venues and work environments and shopping malls. These shooters tend to focus on places that are associated or play some kind of a role with something that they oppose. But here's the thing, and we've received emails from folks who work in places like that and are concerned, am I more likely to encounter a situation like this? The good news is you know that environment better than an active shooter would. So take a few minutes and get to know, does your door open in or out? Is there a lock? If there's not a lock, for a few dollars you can buy a rubber door stop. Know the exits. You want to have multiple exits and know what types of furniture you can conceal yourself or cover yourself from behind.
Very good. If the highly unlikely does happen and you find yourself in an active shooting situation, what do you do?
Number one rule is to exit. The biggest opportunity you have is to put distance, and the Secret Service has done studies. Once you can reach about 40 feet, you're in a safe zone. Obviously, a smaller target and a moving target is harder to hit. If you can't do that, look for cover. Cover means some kind of a room, a bathroom. Try to avoid rooms without two exits. If not, you can look for concealment. Now, concealment is hiding behind something, and ballistic studies have shown that multi-layer furniture like a file cabinet actually provides more protection from bullets than most desks.
Good point.
And the last option, of course, is to try to fight back. Groups are more successful at that, but still a majority of shooters are actually stopped by civilians fighting back. When it comes to dialing 911, try to do that from a landline. And if you're in lockdown, obviously put as much furniture against the door as you can because you're trying to buy time. These shootings takes about 4 minutes. So if you can survive that long, you're in good shape. All the lights and distractions should get shut off. And you can really increase your chances if you just take this little time to put some thought in ahead of time.
Do your homework ahead of time. Try to get out. Boy, that is a key right there. And if you can't, look for cover.
We're learning from what's happening, so take advantage of these lessons.
All right, a lot of great advice, Shari. Thank you so much. Okay, see you next time. Back to you.